Here's something really interesting. That if you guys have had a chance to read this, you may have already kind of looked ahead and see this, but WordPress can actually help you compete in a really big way in your target market. So I did a little quick comparison to kind of show a teeny little site and compared to a giant site, one of a very talked about site, as popular as Google, for a while there, and still is Groupon. If I do a quick site, Groupon.com search in Google, it tells me that there's 554,000 page results. Google sees 500,000 pages just for that site. And so they obviously have created loads of content, have a big staff, and tons of money. And so they can do that on a consistent basis. And really, the statement "content is king" is true. It's the more content you put out there, the more opportunity you have for somebody to possibly see you, read about what you're doing, or what they're searching for. Could be found that way. So I was like, okay, what is my little blog that I've written on for about a year? How many pages are there on that according to Google? And a quick search there says, okay, there's 1,140 pages for my blog. The next image that I have here is really interesting, and it's something to consider when you're trying to promote a new product, you're trying to compete in this new market space, and you want to really get exposure out there. WordPress multiplies your efforts in some pretty unique ways. So this is from my dashboard from yesterday in my blog. I have 163 posts. I have 14 pages, 13 different categories of the things that I've been writing about, and then I have 538 tags. What's interesting about that is that the tags of each post, which I'll pull up and show you kind of where you tag those in there, they're like an additional way to categorize the content that you want to publish about your business, about your service, about whatever you're writing about. And in doing that, WordPress actually creates an additional URL for every page or post that has that kind of tagging. So I'm going to pull that up real quick here and show you guys exactly how that looks, so you understand kind of how Google's looking at it. So if you ever want to get a rough idea of how many pages a site has or how much presence they have, according to Google, you can do site, SITE, colon, and then the domain name in your Google search. Doing that will bring you back this result right here. And it varies time to time, and that's why you just have to always, it's not exactly accurate, but it's a great estimation. So right now, Google says there's 1,220 results of page results that it sees as unique pages. On this first page, I can scroll through this and see that these are actual pages for this first page. It's looking at real pages of my blog. When I continue down here very quickly into the further pages, we'll start to see these URLs that say my domain name /tag/Facebook. So when I click through on this link, we'll see that anything that I added this additional tagging to or categorization of Facebook has been classified here in this view. And so the concept behind it is that when you create new content, you can exponentially increase the SEO value, the potential or possibility to be picked up in search results simply by using WordPress's platform. And there's nothing special about tagging stuff like this. I'll show you when you create a new post. We'll go back and the menu up top here is really easy to use. In this new version of WordPress, I can go add new and click post. I can write, a post, press release about, content, whatever I want to write here. Fairly similar to a page, but more kind of blog news styled when you choose post over page. I can say new services available. If I'm John's Auto here, I can write my content in here as we discussed earlier, so there'd be plenty of written content there. And then it's very easy to add categories and tags, and both of these are valuable to you when you're trying to make an impact from an SEO perspective, when you're trying to get in front of more people, when you're trying to build those links that Google sees. And so I can add auto service as a category. I can really put this post under multiple categories because maybe it's services, maybe it's newsworthy according to the campaign I'm doing marketing wise or what I'm writing about. And so I can put categories there, but then I have the ability to put limitless tags on this. I can put cars and service and auto, and you'll see down below here now, I'll zoom this up a little bit in case it's small, is we now have all these different additional categorizations, tags, or classifications that Google is going to pick up when we post this. So I can publish this new post, and now it's not only under the categories, it has its own title, and it also has all these tags. So a little quick math, which is pretty cool when you're a startup and you're looking and saying, okay, how am I going to impact, how am I going to get out there, get the word out there? So I said, okay, what if I want to compete with Groupon on page results? If I took that 554,000 and I have somewhere like an average of 7 tags on the post that I've written, that would take me 79,000 posts to equal their page results. Not too bad, but a lot of posts to write. It'd be a lot of work. But I can say, okay, the way the tagging function works, the way that I can produce additional links, I could actually probably do some more research, look at how I want to do additional categorization and tagging on this post that I wrote, and maybe I want to do 30 tags per post. Now I've broken down the number of posts that I would have to write in order to compete with Groupon for content pages to 18,000, which is a little bit more manageable when you break that down into a team of 25 people that could help you. There's only 734 posts that each person has to write. I always like looking at numbers like that. I probably geek out on that a little more than I should, but I like looking at it and say, okay, what are the odds? How can I get there? How can I help a startup be more powerful, do more with less, and really step into the marketplace? And this is just one single piece of how the software works with WordPress that allows you to really compete if you just put a little bit of effort and thought into how you approach things.
All right, I have one more question, Gabe. Can I share access so that one of my team members can only write posts and not administer the whole site?
Yeah, what's really nice is in the control panel, when you first install it here, you can add additional users and give them roles. So if you have an intern or another staff member or somebody in your family or whoever might be helping, you can add them in and you can choose the role that they have. As a subscriber, they can just read your blog. Lots of people can subscribe to your blog, and it's great to have them as users that way. If you make them an administrator, they can do obviously all the same things you can. And then at an editor level, they can do a lot of things except for big administrative functions. So it's very easy to set up those controls. So in the example I was just talking about, where you may need to involve a lot of people to push a lot of content initially, you can give them the proper access without giving away security or having any issues. So it's nice that you can kind of team up and do more that way. So if anybody has any questions so far, definitely type those in, ask them. My goal today is to really try to educate as much as we can, and also kind of stay focused on kind of the big picture stuff here, so that as we move forward we can delve into some more detail. So any questions, definitely jump those, put those in there and we'll respond to them the best we can here. So the next thing that I really find to be a great asset in WordPress is the SEO value of using WordPress over another framework is that it's very easy to add in things that allow you to interact with your social network, that allow you to automate some things so that you're saving your most valuable commodity, which is your time.